Real life street stars, man. We back in here. Plain Jane Ricochet.
In the building.
Man, what's good first and foremost, fam? You all right?
Hey, man, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, man. I'm glad to be back.
Man,
Glad
definitely.
to be sitting here with y'all, man. You know, we like family. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm glad to be back, bro.
This right here is a family thing, man. So, you know, we definitely, you're definitely a voice of the streets. We definitely want to touch base on some things, man, and trying to jump into it. And first and foremost, I want to say, you know, we came in, we sat you down. You was like on ground zero when the police shootings happened back in Dallas. I think about, what was that, 4 years ago now? How long ago was that, would you say?
That was July the 7th, 2016.
He got the date
a little bit
down.
over 4 months. 4 years, yeah.
About 4 years ago today, man. You was right there ground level, man. Your footage was used by the news, went viral. You was right there seeing the shooting, man. So you was already out there with people marching and just moving around as far as just being involved in even in that scenario. And it's funny how we come 4 years later, man, and we are still troubled by the same things, just a different name, a different city, you know what I'm saying? To touch on it, man, what happened in, I believe it was Kenosha, Wisconsin. The situation with, and forgive me for not knowing the young man's name, who, from what we saw, walked away from the police casually, and of course was shot 7 times. To me, as cold-blooded gets, it's a situation like that where you're like, if there wasn't video footage of it, a lawman might come up with a story of, oh, he was, you know, reaching for, and it just gives them a reason to pop off. But that situation happened. First and foremost, I want your thoughts even on that situation, seeing that footage, and just kind of what your mindset is when you see that.
I just think the police full of shit, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with the politically correct shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with the interviews. You know what I'm talking about? It's some bullshit. And, you know, they not here to protect and serve us. They here to protect and serve the state. You know what I'm talking about? And you know, for me, it's one of them situations where it's like, you know, I'm all for the peaceful protests. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for, you know, getting out there and voicing your frustration and everything. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, obviously, you know, that's not working. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, there's got to be other measures and other action to be taken. And I just feel like, you know, I'm not advocating for people to go just act a complete nut, but evidently we're not applying enough pressure. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that.
So immediately right after that situation happens, you know, we got our foots on the ground. We got on the streets. We started protesting right there where the location happened. You know, the community came together and was out there. Then we had a situation just yesterday where a 17-year-old white kid guns down, I believe it was, kills two of the protesters. Just even hearing that, man, it's like, again, this circle, this vicious circle that we're in. It just seems like these are the same kind of reports we saw back in the 50s and the 60s during the civil rights movements. The same scenarios happening. And it seems like we just can't break this circle. Even when you see that, what are your thoughts on just that in itself, and what do you think could prevent things like that happening? Or is it something that can't be prevented? We just need to maybe everyone bear arms, protect ourselves. Everyone, you know, don't go protest unless you got the pistol on you. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you know, well, you know what I'm saying? You already, you see how I'm rocking, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, first of all, man, I hope they punish them to a full extent of the law. That's the first thing. So, you know, outside of that, you know, you 17 years old, you 17, but you step into, when you step out there and you step it out in the streets like that, it's just like if you in the streets and you know what I'm saying, you selling dope or whatever. You decided to step out there, bro, with a fully automatic weapon and fire on innocent people on the street. You deserve, you know what I'm talking about, to get whatever you got coming to you. I don't really feel like this whole turn of the cheek shit, we done ran out of cheeks to turn, fam. How many protests we gonna do? How many times we gonna go walking down the street, bro, expecting change, and we not getting change? You gotta go vote. That's one thing I think. I think you do need to vote. Whether you feel like it's gonna change as far as the presidential election, you know what I'm saying, or not, you should be voting in your state elections. You know what I'm saying? your state representatives and shit like that. But as far as all of this kumbaya, sit around the campfire shit and let's figure out what we went wrong. Nah, we know what's popping. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm curious on your thoughts, man, as far as, this is a discussion. A 17-year-old boy, normally, that's what you hear when you hear about school shootings or something like that. It's always a young teenage kid with an AR. So it comes into the question of mental health. If you feel like this young kid was diagnosed with some kind of mental health disorder, what are your thoughts on that if that comes into play? That's the cop-out.
If that comes into play, you know what I'm saying, and that's something that you research from a health standpoint. But we're not gonna keep giving this excuse that you mentally incapable, you know what I'm saying, because if you're physically capable to shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Now, if you can load that gun.
If you know how to load a gun, clean it, whatever, you're not that stupid. You know what I'm saying? So let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. This is happening too often for us to be sitting here acting like, oh, it's just, these people are just, yeah, you are mentally sick. But everybody that was black that was mentally sick, we didn't get that due process. We didn't get that same treatment. We didn't get those same excuses that they keep trying to use. Now, we get shot dead in the street before we get a chance to defend whether we mentally unstable or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really feeling that, bro, because it's like, okay, if the police ain't hitting you, you know what I'm saying, with the tear gas and shooting, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to worry about civilians, you know what I'm talking about, taking it upon themselves to do the police job out in the street. So at what point do you say the protesters or the other side that's not agreeing with it, at what point do you say, shit, it's time for us to start protecting ourselves? We see you out there, we fully automatic weapons. We need to be out there with these fully automatic weapons too. Whether you black, white, Hispanic, whatever race you is, we got to stop thinking that we going to fight people with just our words, man. We got to speak with action. And it might be tough. It might be a little bit tougher. We might need to be a little bit, that's how I look at it.
So let me ask you this. Athletes and people using their voices. Right now, you see that the NBA, every team protested and nobody's playing. So people going to use money. Do you think that's the start?
I think that's a great start. I think people that are in positions like, celebrities and athletes and people that are at, a certain point in their life where they might, let's be honest, man, we're talking about celebrities and athletes. They can't go out there and do the shit that regular civilians do. So the best thing they can do and the least thing they can do is speak their piece and use their voice to show the world that they really care. And I think it was great, especially what the Bucks did. You know what I'm saying? With them
shout out
boycotting the game. And I saw that on ESPN and I was like, that's a start. That's what's
now
up.
It's everybody, Houston, Orlando, they all did it. So there's no games tonight.
Hey, I'm cool with that. Hey, I'm cool with that. That's what they can do. They might not be able to get out there all the time and protest and stand with everybody, but the fact that they are taking a stand to do that, that's great. What
if you saw only white players get out there and play?
What?
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, okay. I'm a tell you.
Now, the man who was shot, he did have some prior things going on as far as criminal history. Do you think in those situations that excludes us from justice or any type of shit like that?
They still ain't convicted Trump for all the shit that he done did. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
They still ain't got his taxes. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, you got a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Our taxes fucked up. Guess what they gonna do? Guess what they gonna garnish your check, take your cars, everything, man. This man said he ain't gonna show you his taxes. You know what I'm saying? This is the same man that was accused. Basically what I'm saying is, bro, we all got shit that we done did, bro. We all got fucked up shit we done been through and decisions that we done made. But that don't mean, you know what I'm saying, that it excuse us, from certain things and from certain decisions that we decide to make. So what? He had some priors. So what? He been to jail. So that don't matter. I've been to jail. You know what I'm talking about? That don't mean that I'm a fucked up person because of that.
Now that's real. And I know you were saying peaceful protesting is cool, but sometimes, that shit just ain't really working. Of course, after George Floyd passed, a lot of people took to the streets. A lot of people started rioting, looting, making it known, making it seen. Do you feel that needs to happen whenever these injustices type things happen? Like we need to get a little bit more rowdier, get a little more louder, cause a little more hell? just to make them understand what we're going through and the frustrations of what we see.
Shit, they already burned all our shit up in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, everything gone.
Niggas think we forgot. Y'all burned up all our black businesses.
That's facts.
Y'all burned up all of our schools, churches, everything. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as the shoe is on the other foot, it's all, man, that happened years ago, man. Don't worry about that, man. Things have changed, bro. Shit has not changed, bro. Like, we got to stop playing, bro. Technology has changed. That's why we see all this shit now.
So I want you, you know, because we can always say things don't change, but what, in your opinion, are some things that we can actually do that can cause real change? You already said voting is one, so.
Voting is one. If you got the ability to get your concealed carry license, go get it. If you ain't got no felonies, you know what I'm saying, and you can get out there and get your concealed license, go get it. If you at home, you know what I'm saying, in the state of Texas, you can have a firearm in your home. You know what I'm saying? Whether you a felon or not. If you in a crib and that's your dwelling place, then you need to have a firearm in your home. I'm not saying that you go out there and act a complete fool, but I'm saying, man, we need to be prepared, bro. Take your kids to the gun range. They taking their kids. You know what I'm saying? My son right now know how to shoot. He know how to clean the pistol, like all that. You know what I'm saying? We go to the gun range, the whole nine. So all of that, you know, oh, that's too aggressive and all, bro. Look at the times we living in, man. We gotta be just as prepared as, you know, the evil people are prepared. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go, man. That's real, man. For real.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.